What's up, everybody? Well, I got another secondary PC gameplay video for you guys today. And today, I know we already did ARK Survival, but somebody was curious how it ran just at 1440p minus the ultra wide. So I figured, why don't we find out? Now, I already did this a little backwards. I already got all the footage done except for the camera recorded and the intro and outro. So it is a little weird, at least it was when I was in there. Maybe it'll change itself and be normal now. How funny would that be? But it was all stretched out and weird. But I did notice a frame increase compared to what I was getting before with ultra wide. So even though it looks all stretched and still like it's ultra wide, it is just at 1440. And who knows, like I said, now that I've exited completely out, maybe now it actually changed and is correct, because I didn't exit out of the game or anything after changing the resolution, because you don't normally need to do that, but hey, sometimes games are weird like that. I've gone back into them and they've gone from being like full screen and now they're windowed mode and shit like that, so anything can happen. Thank God that's not very common, but it has happened in the past with all the games I test. But anyway, now why don't we go ahead, hop on into the game, and let's see what this thing can do at just 1440p.
Alright, so first off, this is the screen that we're just going to basically leave everything exactly the same. So I'm only going to show it once. But 1440p as requested, no max frame rate. We'll start off on Epic and we'll work our way down. I'm not going to make a separate thing for this, but I'll probably turn off this cinematic light thing like halfway through. And I think it's worth like 15, 20 FPS or something like that. It definitely says it's expensive though, so they're not lying. But anyway, let's get into the game. Now we shall do high preset. I'm not even going to bother with that one thing anymore. I don't think it's really worth the extra FPS loss. I can barely tell the difference. At least that's me. Maybe other people can tell a huge difference, but it doesn't look that different to me. I'd rather have the FPS myself. But anyway, now back to the game. So now, medium, which is how I would run it. But alright, that should be pretty much good for chapters on the YouTube. Now we go back on into the game once more. So now, low, before we get to camera recorded gameplay, and I think I'll plop it back up to medium, which is how I'd play it. Mainly because low just has broken graphics. Like you got rocks floating and whatnot. It's not a good thing. At least in my opinion. But hey, some people might not care about that and they'd rather have all the FPS they can, so we're still going to get some gameplay anyway. But now, let's go and see how it does.
Well, alright, let's get some camera recorded gameplay now. And I did put it to medium. Normally I'll just do whatever the last thing was, but low makes the game look quite bad and things don't show up quite right, like rocks and stuff. You'll just see, like, be able to see through some of these stones, and low is just not the way to go. Maybe it'll work better when the game is out of early access, but right now low is lots of FPS, but I think it's because it literally just doesn't show certain shit correctly. So I would go with medium. I mean, it sucks we have to still rely on FSR, but if you go to quality, it can't quite stay over 60 anymore. Not everywhere. Most of the time it still can, but there's lots of spots where it drops down like 56 and so on. I think I even saw like a 52 as I was just mucking about trying to find out like what works. But yeah, see, even now it still gets down in the low 60s. There's probably some spots in the game it'll still probably drop under 60 even like this, to be honest. Yeah, like right there. See? I didn't go through every place in the whole place before. And that's exactly why I say that. Because when we were over here, we were getting like way more FPS. Let's just make sure it didn't like do some weird shit on me too after like leaving. Nope, it's on medium. And we're still on FSR balance and everything. Okay, I just want to make sure. But this is still how I would play the game though. I mean, it stays above 60 most of the time. I'm not going in there. Them damn piranhas suck. Kind of want to lure them back on the land and just beat the shit out of them. But half the time I even do that and I still lose a battle and they still kill me. And I'm like, damn you, freaking ancient freaking piranhas. I wish that guy would go and kick their ass. See, he thinks it's funny. I will say, it's a pretty smooth running game, though, on this system. It will have, like, a frame time skip every now and again. I think probably when you get to, like that, when you get to a certain point, I think it probably pre-caches shit again. A lot of games do that. I'll take that any day over just running around like this and just having constant traversal stutter every 5 feet I take. Like, Silent Hill 2, for example. That game was notoriously bad for that. Now, I eventually... Let's get away from him first. Okay. Shit, what was I gonna say? Oh yeah, I was eventually thinking about, like, the future here. And what I'm gonna do with this system, because... It's not like it's a bad system, but it's... You know... Getting a little older. I think the CPU is still fine. I think what I'll probably end up doing is upgrade the GPU next time AMD comes out with an actual high-end one. And then we'll take the 7800X3D when it's done being the main rig one and just plop it in here. I think that's what we'll do. Because it's not like this thing's a slouch. This thing is still epically great. I'm tired. I need to start moving. Regain that stamina. Do-do-do-do. Holy shit, it's a fucking dinosaur. We gotta get the fuck out of here. It's gonna eat me. Did it even see me? Ooh, better be careful. Like, you can go behind, looking behind myself, I'm gonna run right off a damn cliff again. Sometimes I do it just for fun. Sometimes I do it by accident because you just can't see the edge. You're running through a bunch of tall ass grass and the next thing you know, you're falling. Which is why I'd never obviously do that in this situation. In fact, if I was stuck in this situation, forest is the last damn place I want to go. I'd already assume everything on the island wants me dead. So if I go on here, bugs will want to kill me more. Tigers, I wouldn't even know about the dinosaurs if I just washed up here. All of a sudden I'd look up and be like, what the fuck? Are those damn pterodactyls? And then one of those would probably scoop me up off on the shoal. I don't know what the hell I'd do in this situation. I certainly would not go in there. That's for sure. That looks like death. Although I've done it in the past. Somehow I managed to run through past all the like 20 freaking 30-foot alligators, or probably crocodiles more like in there. I don't know, they might be alligators just really big, I'm not sure. I know there was a way to tell. I think it had something to do with their snout. But we don't have alligators and crocodiles in Michigan, so I never really bothered learning the difference. And for that matter, both of them want to eat me, so I don't really care about what something is as it's trying to, like, devour my flesh. I'm just gonna be like, no, I need to either get away from that or kill the shit out of it if I can't get away from it. I'd rather not kill if I don't have to, but I absolutely will. Oh, I remember you guys. You guys are like the old school, Rams. They love to headbutt stuff. I should probably give him some space so he doesn't headbutt me to death. Oh shit, that's its baby. Okay, cool. It doesn't want to kill me. Most things are like, oh my god, you got near my junk, I'm gonna fuck you up. Oh, why, hello, Misty. Doing a little scratching? I gotta get you a new scratching post. That one's getting pretty fucked up. What the? Oh, it's you. I was gonna say, what the hell was that? Thought something was chasing me. Dang, that thing's creepy looking. It's like a rhinoceros mixed with a frickin' elephant. What the heck is that thing? That thing looks like it's probably not a nice dinosaur. Oh, that wasn't one of those fish. Yeah, what the hell is this thing? Or is that one of those long-necked one with its, like, frickin' head just in a mountain? Can you imagine getting hit by that tail? That thing would literally crack you in half, probably. Fuck off. I'm making a video. I have no time for your shenanigans. What did I just say? Well, are we gonna get a crash? Alright, well, we crashed. I guess it's still not 100%. I'm still messing around with the overclocks just a little bit. But whatever. That was probably more than good enough anyway. That's not the game's fault. I'm still trying to get that freaking overclock down. This was the one game that kept crashing. I mean, unless it is the game and it's just early access and it's a little, you know, crashy, that could be. That'd be funny. I'm sitting here trying to mess with the overclock and that's not the problem. And no matter what, it might just start crashing no matter what. Who knows? But
Either way, let's go wrap up, shall we?
Alright guys, that's a wrap for ARK Survival Ascended at 1440p, and it was still kind of stretched and weird, unfortunately, but it was still really 1440p. It was getting more FPS than Ultrawide would have gotten at those same settings. Heck, to get playable settings, we had to drop it to low, I remember that. And this one was pretty playable, just, you know, on medium. Still had to have upscaling though. This is one of those games that's pretty much just built around it, but it is what it is. And at least it was still mostly playable. It dropped a little bit here and there under 60, but it's the kind of thing where variable refresh rate kind of smooths it out. And it does have a stutter that's noticeable every once in a while as you're running around, but hey, at least it's not like a complete stutter fest. And this is still early access, so it's a huge possibility that it'll completely change performance by the time it comes out. There's also a chance it might not change at all, and this is exactly how it's going to be when it comes out. We'll have to wait and see, and I will obviously test it out again when the time comes. But either way, that's all for this video. Hopefully this is good enough for the dude, and if not, I can always come back and try again. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video, because I sure as hell enjoy making it for you guys. And until the next video, peace out, guys.